Hello, Chad.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great, thank you.
I'll attention here just a second, and I'll just start by saying thank you so much for picking up a pitch. It supports the show a ton, so it means a lot.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
what
well,
an interesting matchup too. So good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't actually looked at this one's listing yet, but the general idea here is the floor is yours. However you want to go about this. Oh, I just looked at it. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no pressure, or expectation, or anything like that. So we're just excited to chat with you.
All right, then. I guess we can get started now.
Let's
So,
do it.
just letting you know that you are on camera and this pitch is getting recorded.
All right, appreciate the heads up.
Yep. So, the matchup that I'm pitching to you guys is Byakuya Kuchiki versus Mace Windu. Bleach versus Star Wars. Are you ready?
Okay.
I am so
let's
ready
do
to
this.
learn about what you're
Alright.
thinking.
So instead of explaining their origins and stories and whatnot, I'll go over the connection briefly. They are strict and stoic samurai-inspired swordsmen who believe in the absolute law and order as it is what kept the society in place, not knowing that said law comes from corrupted organization, the Jedi Council, and the 13 Court Guard Squad. They also have a sister/daughter-like figure that they took in after the death of their relative, Rukia Kuchiki and Depa Balaba, but when the time comes where they had to prosecute them after breaking the law, they stood by the law over personal attachment. So that's just a brief overview of their character. Now let's talk into their power now. So as a Soul Reaper, Byakuya has a Sanpakuto named Senbon Sakura. Every Soul Reaper have a unique Sanpakuto, but Byakuya is the most samurai looking one. His Sanpakuto can undergo two transformations, Shikai, where his swords become blade petal as you can see here in the GIF, and Bankai, where he can summon 100 millions of these blade petals and is 5 to 10 times more powerful than his Shikai form. Not only does he specialize in Sanpakuto, but also Kido as well, a magical spell derived from Ryoku, allowing him to command two types of spells, Hado, which are offensive spell, and Bakudo, which are binding, healing, and defensive spell. He can command Bakudo number 81, Danku, which is the invisible barrier that you see right here. The higher the number, the more powerful it is, but also harder to learn. And that is Byakuya's side of thing. Now let's talk about his opponent now, Mace Windu. As a Jedi, he has a lightsaber. The reason why it's purple is because he had a vision of wielding it once, so yeah, that's why. At least in Legend, at the very least. Anyway, Mace specialized in the seventh form of lightsaber called Vapat? I don't really know. Where he used the darkness against his opponent is very effective against Sith Lord as he used their emotion against them, making him a very difficult foe to fight against. And as a Jedi, he can tap into the Force. You guys already know what it does, so I don't need to repeat it again. But the one that I do want to highlight is the last one, Shadow Point, a technique that is unique to Mace, allowing him to perceive any weak point in the Force. With this, he can form strategy that allow him to exploit those weaknesses, so he's pretty powerful. Alright, so before we talk about the fight, I need to address something real quick. Can Mace even see Byakuya at all? So,
If this is he can see Force Ghost.
well, I'll get into that soon enough.
Okay.
So, in the world of Bleach, Soul Reaper can be touched by normal people, but you will need Ryoku in order to see and interact with them, which Mace obviously doesn't have. But as Chad alluded, there's this thing called Force Ghost, which you can somehow fight in Force Unleashed for some fucking reason. It's so stupid. I love it. But yeah, even then, it doesn't matter if Mace can see Byakuya as he can sense him through the Force. So ultimately, it really doesn't matter if he can see Byakuya or not. Alright, so in terms of the fight itself, I think it's a fast-paced fight where Byakuya uses Shunpo or Flash Step, while Mace uses Force Speed to outmaneuver each other. I can picture Byakuya basically like teleporting behind Mace, saying, "Watch your step," only for Mace to get behind Byakuya quickly and said, "No, you watch your step." So I think the dynamic is there and it's pretty cool. Okay, so this is a fun one, and I love the use of image for this. So in the first part of the fight, it's just your traditional samurai fight, nothing special, just sword swinging around. But the second part is honestly the funnest part. Imagine two conductors from two different orchestra bands competing against each other. Like they
Okay.
move their hands around and begin to move it faster, prompting the other one to intensify their speed, and then the music from the band gets louder and more intense. This matchup is kind of like that. Like imagine it. Byakuya control his Senbon Sakura, and Mace try to push it away, and Byakuya try to overpower his force, only to realize that not quite my tempo, like maybe it might not work, and try to change his strategy and attack him in say multiple directions at once. And you can play around with the track song in this particular moment, like intensifying the song as they pull the Senbon Sakura back and forth like a wave in an orchestra battle. It's legit my favorite part of the fight. And then afterward, as they reach the climax, they are beaten up by now, but they have finally understood each other's power. Like Mace uses Shadow Point to find his weak point, and Byakuya have an understanding on how the Force works and uses intelligence to counter him. Like Danku, that invisible shield that I mentioned earlier, could potentially block the Force or something like that. Also, at this point, it's no longer Mace, movie Mace. It's now 2003 Clone War Mace, where he's just bad shit insane. Fighting Byakuya, who fights with all of his swords at once, it gets crazy. And as for the final clash, I like to see Byakuya use something called Shukkei Hakuteiken, where he combines all the blade pedal into one singular attack. It would look spectacular as they charge toward each other. I want him to use this ability, which he doesn't really use often. I'm not sure why. I'm sure it was explained it somewhere in Can't Feel Your Own World, but oh well.
Mhm.
So what would happen if they were to lose their swords or it's out of their reach? Exhibit A, they just spawn it back right off their hand. Or, get this, you see here, Mace is beating the ever-living crap out of his battle droid with just his bare hand alone. Like,
Yeah.
he is a menace, a phantom menace. And in, and in Bleach, there is this thing called Hakuna Matata or something like that. It's basically, it's basically a close quarter combat for Soul Reaper. This is what a typical Hakuda fight looks like. So I want a moment where they just straight up duking it out, like no swords,
Absolutely.
just
At some point they lose. There's a Bakuto and lightsaber.
Yeah, they just lose
Yeah,
it
just
and
they
then they just
grab-
fist fight.
Yeah, and then and then Byakuya summons his his sword back to him, and then Mace just holds his hand out and force pulls the other one back, then back to sword fight. I mean, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I just want a moment where they just fight for briefly, and I think it would be dope. So here, I just want to talk about their banner potential just for a bit. Both of them believe in the law, and both are loyal to their group, so neither are back down in their ideology talk. So I want a moment where Mace gets real close up to retort to Byakuya's speech, and you can also have them doing their inner monologue to showcase their adaptability. And also, the fight should start off with them being hostile toward each other, but eventually grow to respect one after another. Like, something to consider is that Mace enjoy fighting in an aggressive manner in a way that's barely crossing the line into the dark side, and Byakuya also like a good fight as shown in his fight against Tsukishima, so whoever wins, they would thank the other one for having an amazing fight. There's also a matchup profile for this fight. It's very in-depth. I would recommend checking it out later when I send the link after this meeting.
Sure.
There's also thumbnail made by Amazing folks. They all look amazing. I don't know why there's a Lego thumbnail here. Must have been the wind,
great.
dude.
Yeah.
Alright, so more art is made for this. They all look great and people clearly have a vision for it. Even more art. The 3D fight would be cool. Something that I didn't really talk about is the visual choice. Like going back here, I can go on about it forever, but I like the idea of like a dark atmosphere contrasting with the bright pink/purple hue glowing every time their sword clashes. Like you can do so much with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, credit goes to the amazing folks who participate in this presentation. They all amazing. And yeah, there's so much you can talk about this fight alone, but I leave a summary right here. I like the idea of Senbon Sakura moving like the conductor moving their hand. It's really cool, I must say. And yeah, that's all about it. So Q&A.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
This is one of the reasons I love these pitch calls, because they're something that I would just see on paper and be like, what? You know, and then now I'm like, wow, what a really unique idea, but I absolutely see the vision. Like,
yeah.
Bleach versus Star Wars matchups are peak. I guess I've never really thought too much about Bleach and Star Wars, but specifically with Jedi and Sith and the whole Zanpakuto thing, like, yeah, I see it. Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of which, though, there's a lot more I can talk about it. Like, I'm just gonna say, Bleach versus Star Wars theory combination is kind of bang. I'm just gonna say, especially Yuha versus Darth Bishop. Oh my gosh, you can go so much into that. It's one of my favorite. But yeah.
Also, have we finally found?
Funny.
I was gonna say, have we finally found the mall mashup, Ben?
Yeah.
Oh, possibly. And yeah, this is my last slide. This is just an additional info for when you guys check it out for later time.
This is the Sith Emperor, right?
Yes.
Am I getting that right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, from Old Republic. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah. So that email did pop up in chat earlier. If you want to send this to that, feel free. But yeah, that was fantastic. You nailed that.
Very good presentation. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really like this idea so much. Like, I hope Bleach get another rep. I know that Kenpachi have a lot of like requests.
Yeah, a lot of requests.
But not a lot for like other character. At least from what I see. And I think Byakuya would be like an amazing character because his analysis, like his whole backstory is kind of tragic. And I think there's a lot to talk about his character. And so is Mace as well, especially Legends Mace.
Yeah.
Especially with his deal in Shatterpoint novelization. There's so much you can talk about it.
Byakuya would... I would love to bring Byakuya in. I can't remember exactly what the other like popular matchups requests for Byakuya are, but I remember looking at them before and thinking like, oh, it'd be cool to bring him in, especially like with the kind of one of the more memorable earlier fights, earlier enemies, I suppose, with like Bankai and things like that. So like it does make a lot of sense for him to be a rep in Death Battle. Great idea, great thinking, very
great explanation.
Visual,
exactly.
Like identity here, which is very fun. And also Mace Windu is kind of a similar idea, right? Everybody knows Mace, but like not a whole lot of people know his deal, right? Because he's just kind of the Sam Jackson character who didn't get to do Sam Jackson shit.
Unfortunately.
But so, but like, there's so much that we could do from like the expanded material in the Tarkovsky show and things like that. So yeah, really cool, really cool.
The 2003 Clone War.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets crazy.
There's that one short where he's just like you showed it, where he's killing like 5,000 battle droids at once. It's just like, why do they even need the clone trooper?
Yeah, right. All right, we have to jump to another call. Otherwise, Ben will keep talking about Star Wars forever. But this was incredible. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You did a really awesome job.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
Goodbye.